All right, 99.9 Punk with them. You guys already know what time it is. Right here, right now, we were actually joined by Vancouver Island's own. That's right. We got Signal Static right here live on the radio station airwaves, and of course, YouTube and Facebook as well. How are you guys doing this evening?
Good. Happy to be here.
I'm great.
Fabulous.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I got to say, first and foremost, guys, I'm super stoked to actually speak with you guys. It took a little while to get you guys on the radio station due to scheduling and whatnot, but I'm glad you guys are here and we can actually spend this Saturday evening just talking about everything Signal Static.
I think by scheduling, you mean that I got COVID. That was fun.
I probably it's kind of like. I got to say, I'm glad though, man, that you are actually okay, and because I personally got COVID actually not too long ago myself, and it definitely kicked my ass, man. So I'm glad to see that you're okay and back on your 2 feet.
Yeah, no, this is actually background. I'm in a hospital bed right now. So, yeah.
They hung your bases on the wall at the hospital? That's very nice.
It's the only way I fly.
Hey, you got to make sure and the only way you can make sure they're safe is you bring them with you.
That's right.
But I'll jump right into this, guys, because I do know you guys. I don't want to take you away too much of your Saturday evening. But for the people that actually aren't quite familiar with Signal Static, I was wondering if you can actually introduce yourselves individually and just tell us a bit more about yourselves as individual members of this amazing band.
Well, I see that I'm the only one who actually wrote out the little "Who are you" section of the forum there. So I must be the one with the biggest ego. I don't know, but I am the lead singer, so that tracks. And I'm Ryan. Yeah.
I'll go next. I'm Randy. I'm a Sagittarius. No, I play the drums. As I was mentioning earlier, I hail from Ontario, so I can relate to a lot of the goings on in the community there and the music scene in Ontario. That's where I started my punk rock journey. And I've been part of this band for probably 7-8 years now. So yeah, it's been a good run so far.
I'll go next. My name's Gino. I play guitar. I've been playing with these guys for a few years as well. And
You've been here the whole time, Gino.
Been here the whole time.
All right.
I don't know what else to say.
Your turn now.
I'm Alex. I'm the newest member and the one with the worst internet apparently because I'm lagging all over the place. I'm taking over bass duties, and I've been with the guys for a couple months here, and looking forward to our first show in a couple weeks here.
Yeah, it's like we've known you our whole lives, Alex.
And also as well, I actually read that you guys actually started this band in the year 2015. I was wondering, can you tell us a bit more about the origin story behind this band? Like, how did you guys all meet and come together as one? Because like I was telling you guys before we actually went live, when you put in a Signal Static album, you could just tell how much chemistry you guys actually have, man. You guys.
Well, do you want the long version or the short version?
You have the floor, so you can definitely choose whether it's short or long.
Okay, let me see. So 2008, I think, Gino and I first met. We had a little project going for a while that got cut short because Gino had to move. And then I think the next band I was in was called Year of the Rat. And we were together for a few years and had a long rotating door of drummers, of which Randy was the last and also the best. And so several years later, when I was dating my wife, who was living down in Washington State, I was traveling down there quite a bit. I was on my way back on the ferry from Vancouver to Victoria and happened to run into Gino, who I hadn't seen in many, many years. And, we chatted for a while and decided, hey, he'd just moved back to the island. So we started getting together and jamming a bit. And when I got married, Gino and Randy were both there. So I introduced them, and I knew that I wanted to get Randy on board with this thing. And so the three of us got together, started writing. and we got together with our previous lead singer Connor, and we did our first album sort of right on the heels of COVID. And unfortunately, of course, everything got shut down. So there were no live shows. There was really nothing for a while. So Connor ended up leaving the band, and the three of us sort of went down into our underground lair. It's literally an underground storage space full of exercise equipment and then band gear. And we sort of rewrote the whole Signal Static thing as a trio. And because I had been writing and sort of, doing a lot of the lyrics and vocals, I just kind of started doing that on our new demos and stuff, and turned out that I did all right at it. So we made the decision for me to move over and find a new bass player, and there begat Alex, who is like a member of the family now.
That's pretty much it. We met on Craigslist.
And also as well. Hey, well, you know what? I heard some great stories about Craigslist, and obviously I've heard some horror stories. But I'm glad in this case, this was actually, in a way, a success story.
Definitely.
We'll
see about that. We'll see.
But also, guys, on November 10th of 2020, and I believe this is the album that Ryan was just speaking of momentarily, you guys actually released the 8-track album titled Start Transmission. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about this album, and of course, is it actually still available to be streamed or purchased today in 2023?
It's still up on all of our streaming platforms and all that. So yeah, have we go. It's it's sort of our first sort of chronicles our first kick at the can, really, our first the first era, so to speak, of our creative output, and that's kind of what the whole thing was about, I guess, was sort of getting that early stuff into the world, right?
Yeah.
Also, you can mention that we recorded it and produced it and did all that in our little bunker space as well.
Yeah, it was quite the project. Well, like I was mentioning too, we were recording it right on the heels of COVID, and literally we were listening to the news every day, watching to see when it was going to get cut off, and we couldn't really get together anymore. And me and our Connor would go into the studio, into the bunker, and just spend as many hours as we could banging out vocal tracks. And I think we got it done like a day or two before it all got locked down. So yeah, it was an experience, that one.
Yeah, I think COVID created a whole genre of like studio musicians, essentially, because people couldn't really go out and tour. So it largely became like, just projections on screens, like we're doing with this interview, for example, where it'd be a Zoom presentation or production. So yeah, it sucks not having live shows to play for so long, for sure.
And even as a fan's point of view, like just being able to, I'm so used to going to concerts myself. Like I go to as many concerts as I possibly can. So being locked in the house for like 3 years, man, it was ridiculous. I mean, like I was for a live show, and especially with the world going crazy, you really couldn't even wipe your ass for like 3 years, honestly, with actual good toilet paper.
Yeah.
It's lucky our neighbors have lots of plants.
The day's sales.
Well, hopefully it's not poison ivy, because that would be a bad.
Oh shit.
Well, no, they're mostly carnivorous plants, so it wouldn't have worked.
And before we move up the topic of this amazing album, guys, I have to ask, because obviously, this was your guys' very first album that you put out as a band, and of course it actually got released during the pandemic. Did you guys find it difficult to really market and promote this album, or did it just kind of come naturally to you guys to actually market it the way it should be?
Oh, I would say it was impossible. Oh, my dog's barking. Sorry. Yeah, it was practically impossible, which is one of the reasons why, at that point in time, we just kind of started fresh, pretty much, right? Because it was really the activity that made the most sense.
Anyone
And
else?
also, well, November 25th of 2022, you guys actually released the amazing single titled "Objects of Affection." I was wondering if you can actually tell us the story and inspiration behind this amazing song, because right now we actually currently have that playing in the 99.FM radio station rotation. And I got to say, individuals are really digging this song.
Well, that's good news. Yeah, she wants to tell the story.
Well,
Go
I'll
ahead.
just say, like, yeah, I'll just start with the Objects of Affection is one of two songs we sort of came together and created post Connor, after our debut album or our demo release. We basically went into the studio with lots of time on our hands and lots of options to explore what we could do in terms of recording and engineering. And I'll let Gino speak more onto that point, but it allowed us to really learn how to be better musicians because of things we could listen to, and we could use different recording methodology so that we could reference better. And it really turned out to make our band that much better, and it changed our sort of perception on how to approach recording. So Ryan, you can take it away there.
Yeah, I mean, the song itself came about from a situation that we had where we'd signed on with a record label on the island here, and a couple of months into that situation, allegations started to come out about the person who was running that, and turned out there was a whole kind of open secret in the Victoria music scene where this guy had been grooming and sort of sexually assaulting and just exploiting women through his connections in the music industry. And it really shook me. And and so that song really came about from that experience. It's all kind of about that kind of exploitative human being who takes advantage of people and sort of gaslights and abuses and that kind of stuff. So yeah, not a happy story. It's kind of a dark song.
And I gotta say, songs like that, honestly, the music industry needs a music like that, in my personal opinion, because a lot of happy, but sometimes individuals like yourselves need to take it to a dark place to really tell the actual story that the media won't actually do.
Yeah, I think it's always been important for us that we're looking for opportunities to tell the truth and to be a voice for reason and for being good humans, right? So.
And obviously, while we're actually still on the topic of just amazing projects, obviously you guys found the actual lineup that suits all of you guys. Like I said, you guys have amazing chemistry together. It seems like this is the right members of this group. Are there actually any plans for you guys to actually release another full-length album this year in 2023?
Well, we just talked about this actually. So we're releasing another single. And in fact, you'll hear it here first. We haven't actually officially announced it, but it's coming out May 13th, the same day that we're playing our first show together since the pandemic, called Under the Skin. And so it's coming out on the 13th. And I think the next project here is we do have a bunch of other songs that are either completed or in the process of being completed, and we want to put them together and put out an album. I'd like to get it out in 2023. We'll see how that process goes. But I think the answer to that is yes.
And like the old saying goes as well, good things come to those who wait. And as a Signal Static fan, I'm definitely waiting patiently for another album.
We're doing our best to deliver.
Yeah, we look forward to hopefully being able to play live and display what we've got to show our fans as well. On a stage somewhere close by, fairly soon.
May 13th.
And also, speaking of May 13th of 2023, you guys will actually be playing live at Phoenix Bar and Grill alongside Karen and the managers and others. I was wondering, what can our listeners and viewers of this interview expect from this up-and-coming performance? And of course, where can we actually snag ourselves some tickets to come out and see you guys live next month in full effect?
So I'll answer the second question. If you go to our Facebook or Instagram, just under Signal Static, we've got the event listed there, and there's an Eventbrite ticket link there, so you can get tickets electronically, or if you happen to be in Vancouver Island, we'll have some physical tickets available in the next little bit here. So multiple paths to getting there. We're also on the 27th of May playing in Fallen Fest, which is going to be freaking awesome. Been wanting to play that festival for a couple of years now. So that's going to be really cool. Also at the Phoenix.
And also, guys, because I know we just talked about, potentially a new album coming out. We talked about your most recent single, and of course, the shows that you guys are going to be doing very soon in the next couple of months. But is there anything we happen to miss during this evening's interview? Anything else you guys still want to talk about or promote? Well, we still got you here live on 99.9 Punk World Radio FM this evening.
Well, I certainly would like to call out, the next single. Like I said, Under the Skin. I know I'm super excited about getting this out. It's something that we've been keeping under our hats for like a year or so now. Great song. I mean, obviously I'm biased, but yeah, and it's also a bit of a departure too from the sort of dark themes of Objects of Affection. It's a little bit more of an uplifting song that it's kind of a call out to the trans and non-binary community that we have a lot of friends whose stories, we've been privileged to be a fly on the wall to listen to. And this is just kind of a way of acknowledging that and say, keep kicking ass.
And also, guys, of course, I know how to social media, but for the listeners that are just discovering you guys this evening, how can they go about following not only yourselves as a band, but also you guys as individual members as well across all social media platforms?
Well, so signal-static.com is our website. It's kind of a hub to everything that we have there. But you can find us on Facebook, which is probably where we're most active because we're old. But also Instagram and a few things that are starting to crop up on TikTok and that kind of stuff. But yeah, and all of our links to all of our streaming sites are all there. Yeah, it's fairly easy to find us. We're the only band called Signal Static around, apparently. So we chose a good name there.
We also have some content on YouTube. I'm not sure if you mentioned that as well. So if you wanted to see some videos from previous shows or some of our earlier materials, we've made some lyric videos for that's available there as well. I guess you can link that through our website as well, of course.
Yeah, and there was also we did a music video for Objects of Affection, which is up there, which is pretty darn cool. And yeah, like Randy said, a bunch of other stuff that some of it a little bit older, and but all of it good history.
And I got to say, first and foremost, Ryan and Randy, Alex, thank you so much for just giving us a bit of your time here this evening and sliding into the 99.9 Punk World Radio FM airwaves, man. It was such an honor to speak with all four of you. Definitely super stoked just to hear the new music that is coming out from you guys in the future. Hopefully we can actually make this happen again sometime soon. But for now, definitely have yourselves a phenomenal Saturday night. And I'm pretty sure we definitely shall talk again.
Look forward to it. It's been great.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good
Thanks a lot
evening
for having us.
You're most certainly welcome, guys. Definitely have yourselves a phenomenal night.
You too.
Bye-bye.